What is good, rookies? We're going to blitz through this because what a round. What a round of carnage. 1792, shocking score. Somehow I managed to drop 3K ranks, so we still have a chance to finish in the top 10,000 if we pull our shit together. But is that going to happen? I don't know. I think as a first year playing Supercoach, I think the hard lessons are displaying themselves when it comes to like rookie selections, just how much some luck falls into it. Obviously, doing some planning for buys at the start of the season and not just like, you know, going from the hip when required. But in regards to our team review, I'm not going to talk about anyone else other than our heroes. You can see below. So Merit 125 with the tag, absolutely gun. Just made it work. Adjusted to really try and bring the game together. But they ultimately couldn't do it in the end. But Merit played quite well. Gorn, I'll get into the VC shit later. But Gorn played very well. Bounce back game, love to see it. Sexy Flanders should have been a VC option that was considered, but we just hadn't seen the ceiling game from him. So I think a lot of people were, he hasn't gone below a ton, but he also hasn't really put up the ceiling score. But I think that in itself was a very clear indicator that it would be a safe VC. And then the fish, good old Fisher, even with coming off for the last few minutes with a cramp, his scale was at like 134, I think, and then got scaled down to 120. So really good. Has locked himself into the top forwards this season. So I think without McKercher, even with McKercher, I think he's still going to be F4, F5, even potentially F3 if he keeps going. Yeah, it's just great big up. A shame that we traded him out. A lot of these players we traded out, but we're trading back in. And my lesson of that is hold on to your fucking primos. Yeah, I think everyone. I don't think the Fisher or the Martin trade in again was like a bad call, or trade outs were a bad call. I think at the time, like you can't really predict these things, but at the end of the day, like a Sheasel, we should never have let go of. He did very well. We should never have gone Sheasel to Fisher. We should have found another way to get Fisher in. So we're learning from that, but that's all right. Yeah, the VCC options actually really annoyed me because I had VC on Heaney the whole week. And then at some point, I went to optimize my team just to make sure I had all the right players on field, and then didn't click that I hate how the optimize changes your VCC options. So I think that just screwed me. And then by the time I realized it was too late, I was like, motherfucker. And saw Bond have a really quiet first quarter and then just, get slaughtered. So that was crap. And then our Sion Dacos, who I thought was safe, I was out and about and didn't see the news about the tag until too late. So I couldn't change it. And then fucking Dacos comes off injured and gets subbed out, quite early into the fourth. So not ideal. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Not going to do much. That's what. In regards to what we do this week, at the moment, we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 missing, but that's really 7 missing, considering, because Dawson may not play, Bytel may not play, Garcia may not play. So we need to make some moves. We need to do something here. My initial thoughts so far, as much as I need Ryan, can't get him this week, so we're getting Clark in. I think Clark's a locked in D6 in the top D6 for sure. So I think we bring him in. I think that's needed. Now, the rest of the trades is where it gets tricky. Clary has a better run instantly when he comes back off his bye. He's got North, Brisbane, West Coast. Those are his next 3 games. Miller has Freo, Collingwood, then North. Freo don't tag. Collingwood don't tag. North do tag. But could go to a Rao or an Anderson. Because Miller got tagged and he played absolutely crap. Did nothing all game. So I'm actually in contemplation of trading out Miller over Oliver, because I feel like if Petrarca's actually injured, because he's got a cracked rib, he's going to miss a bit, which means that Clary will have more room to step up. my gut feeling is hold on to Clary and trade out Miller. So I'm going to do exactly that. Now, 550 doesn't really give us much options for trade-in options. That for people that aren't on their buy, for example. Laird, I don't think is a great option. We want to look at people that don't have any buys coming forward. Hayden Young could definitely be an option. He's one I've been considering. But at this stage, there's no one really we can do in one trade. So if we look at also trading out Garcia, we make this one easy and we just bring in Dowling. I think there's no other choice. We just have to bring in Dowling. The boy's coming in. Where are we? So then, cool. Throw him forward. Who have we got? Now, this is the tricky part here. Do we pay top dollar for someone who is about to bleed cash, aka Zorko, who we need in our team, but he's also versing St Kilda? Is that the play? Do we bring in the Porco, old man? Do we bring him in? Because we just saw Flanders go 152 against St Kilda. Like, there's all chances that he goes off, and we need those points. I feel like this is what we have to do. I feel like we have to bring in Zorko. We'll sit him down forward line because that's where he's going to live. Bring in Dowling for Merritt. This is looking better. This is fine. And that's our trades. And we're left with 7. Almost. Hopefully this is unders and we can get to 19. But this is kind of what I'm thinking at the moment is Clark, Dowling, Zorko for Stewart, Miller, and Garcia. I know a lot of people are going to be jumping off Clary. But Clary is just going to keep bleeding cash. And with Petrarca out, I honestly think that there's a lot more potential. He's just got a better run coming up straight after the bye against Miller. Martin as well. I think Martin's going to be okay. He's got West Coast when he first comes up, then Geelong, which I think he'll play well against. Then he's got Collingwood, then Melbourne, then Adelaide, then St Kilda, Freo. I think we hold Martin. He's not shocking. Like, Martin just needs to fix his fucking clanger issue, and then we're fine. Like, Martin has the potential to go 100 plus every week. Stewart doesn't. Miller has all the potential. He was lucky to get a ton last week, otherwise doing nothing. So, and Clary, he's there. Again, watching these games with Melbourne, Clary is like working on getting in the right positions. They're just not passing it to him. They're kicking it over him, trying to get in the 50 a bit more. They've just changed their play style a bit, which is fine. But with Petrarca out, they're going to have to use him a lot more. So I think, while that becomes a concern for a tag target, I think we'll be fine. So I'm holding Clary. This could bite me in the ass, but if a lot of people are trading him out, then he also kind of becomes a bit more of a pod, which I need to play into for round 15 moving forward. This is what we're looking like. Absolute shambles. Not happy about it. Don't want to think about it. This is set and forget at the moment. Yeah. I don't think there'll need to be a trade talk Tuesday because it's already Tuesday. And there's not much more we can do. So, VCC options, I'll probably get into Thursday night. I'll probably do another video on Thursday, just locking in some certain trades, depending on if anything changes. But just early ones, we have to VC Zorko, and then go into Sarong, I think. Richmond, more could be a shout. More could be a shout against Richmond. I could definitely see that. Sydney, I probably wouldn't touch. Collingwood and North. If Dacos plays, you could probably... I don't think Dacos misses. Dacos could be a shout against North, but that's literally it. I don't think you'd be touching anyone else. I think that's it. I think it's a pretty clean and crisp, easy VCC options this week. That's it. That's all I got for you guys today. Let me know how you guys went. Let me know if you were able to crack the 2000s, because I was going to be doing that and then I've missed it by a couple hundred points. Don't like it. Anyway, I'm going to go sit in the corner and cry myself to sleep and sleep away the rest of the season. Take away my lessons and make sure I've learnt them for next season. I know some people are tapping out and just already focusing on next season, who they want in, who they want out, all that sort of shit. Which we might do towards the end of the season. We might think about what we want to do next year and see if there's a fun little twist we can make on next season, just so you guys get more involved and have a bit more fun with it. Because at the end of the day, it is a game. Yes, you can win money, but it's fantasy. And I think that's my draw point, is who honestly really cares, unless you really are getting competitive, which is my first year. That was never going to happen. We're just going to enjoy the ride. We're going to take our lessons. We're going to add some twists and turns into next season to make it a bit more fun. With that said, guys, I will see you on Thursday. Enjoy.